If your avoidant ex went silent, here's exactly when they'll start to feel regret. This isn't about counting the days that go by and expecting a miracle at the end of a few months. This is what really has to happen and what you have to do for your ex to regret the breakup. This is the pattern I want you to understand so you can stop worrying and begin to relax. Now, if your ex is avoidant, they don't regret the breakup right away. They regret it when you let go and allow them to move through these stages. So in a moment, I'm going to break down those stages and tell you exactly what you should be doing. Now, the critical thing to understand here is this. Stage 1, right after the breakup, avoidants feel relief. And the reason that happens is because intimacy feels like a trap to them. Relationships stir up old pains in avoidance, the kind they never learned how to deal with, which means the deeper you feel this connection with them, the more they want to back away from you. And what that really means to you is this: your best move is to give them space. Don't chase them, don't message them, don't reach out one more time to let them know how you feel. Go full no contact and let them do what makes them feel safe. Now here's what's happening in your ex's mind in stage 2. Right now, any regret they feel is being pushed away. And at this point, they will tell themselves a story. And it goes like this: we weren't right for each other. They were too emotional for me. It was never going to work out anyway. And what that really means to you is this: they rewrite your love story. They rewrite your past together. They change the narrative so they can avoid feeling regret over the breakup. Now, what that ultimately means to you is this: they did care about you, but they need to justify what they did. And this is where things really unravel. This is where things stop making sense. If they really loved you, then why is it over? And when will they actually regret losing you? The reason is complex, and understanding this concept is crucial. So let's take a moment and do a deep dive into your ex's mind. It gets heavy here, but I'll walk you through it. On the surface, they really do want a relationship. Just like everyone else, they want to feel safe and loved and feel this deep connection with you. Now, they also have a subconscious belief tied to that desire for love and safety. And that's what shapes their attachment style. This is critical to understand, so let me break it all down. Your ex has a subconscious belief. And a subconscious belief is a deep, automatic assumption formed by your past experiences, especially in childhood. Your avoidant ex has a subconscious belief, and that belief goes like this: if I get too close, I'll get hurt. I'll lose myself, I'll be trapped or rejected. And they have this subconscious belief for a very specific reason. They had some experience early on in life that taught them that getting too close will cause them pain. Now, it's really worth pointing out here that we all have subconscious beliefs that we act on every day. These subconscious beliefs are what quietly shape how you think, feel, and act without you realizing it. So the main takeaway here is this: you don't see your subconscious beliefs, but they're the ones in control. Now, once you understand that subconscious beliefs are controlling how you think, feel, and act without you realizing it, then we can start putting the pieces back together. Starting here, your ex most likely really loved you, but they acted on the subconscious fear that loving you will cause pain. This is the reality you really need to understand. The two of you get close, you fall in love with this person, but it triggers their subconscious belief that they are going to get hurt, and so they break up with you. And naturally, you feel hurt and confused, but they feel what psychologists call cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is the uncomfortable feeling you get when your actions don't match your beliefs. To put it in simple terms, they believe they wanted a relationship with you, they said they did, they said they loved you, and then they broke up with you. And this is the critical turning point. They did it because their subconscious beliefs were secretly guiding their actions. And this connects to something even bigger. Because their actions were secretly guided by subconscious beliefs, they don't really know why they broke up with you, but they feel that cognitive dissonance. So they start to rewrite your love story to make themselves feel better, to ease that cognitive dissonance, to make sense out of feeling one way and acting another. You'll know when they're in this stage, when the story they tell doesn't match the experience and love you shared with this person. And here's the truth, whether it's easy to hear or not, this stage can last a long time, and they have to move past it to feel regret. And that's only going to happen if you're staying in no contact. This is super important to realize because once the pressure of the relationship is gone, their subconscious no longer feels overwhelmed or threatened. And then they won't need that story to protect themselves anymore. This is the contradiction that most people don't see. The time you spend apart is when they finally feel safe enough to remember the relationship and you more clearly. The good parts, the connection, the feelings of love and safety you shared. And as that's happening, now regret or maybe even the desire to reconnect can start to surface. Not because they've suddenly changed, but because the subconscious fear isn't in the driver's seat anymore. And if you think about it, the best move you can make is to do no contact the right way. So if you really want help doing that now, then grab the No Contact Survival Kit, the link's on the screen. Now, once they've settled their cognitive dissonance, they can move to stage 3. This is where they quietly start to miss you. A song, a photo, a flashback to a moment you shared, and they might text you. It'll be something simple like, "I hope you're well," but then they'll disappear again. Now, everyone wants to know the exact day this is going to happen, and we often give a broad generalization when talking about timelines, but this is the truth. Avoidants delay processing emotions, and the timeline is highly individual and often unpredictable. This is why it's critical to do no contact the right way, because studies show that avoidants will feel regret most often when the loss feels permanent. If you strip everything else away, they regret leaving and start to miss you when there's nothing triggering their subconscious fear. So if you've left them alone and you're doing no contact the right way, then they may start to watch your stories or ask friends how you are, or even start to text you. Let me know in the comments if you've heard from your ex yet. And if this breakup is hitting you too hard, if your body's tense or your thoughts just won't slow down, then take a few minutes each day and try the Calm Habit Reset. It's a meditation series I made just for moments like this. The link's here on the screen. Now, stay with me, because this is where it all falls apart for so many people. If your ex is more dismissive avoidant, They love their space and might not even notice how painful it feels to be alone. And if they do, they'll quickly distract themselves with work, hobbies, or someone new. That doesn't mean they won't regret leaving you. It just takes longer and feels more complicated. If they lean towards fearful avoidant, they want to feel this connection deep down inside, but are scared of getting hurt. So they feel relief also, but no contact leaves them feeling regret a little sooner. They try to ignore it, but something still feels off, like something's missing in their life, even if they can't quite name it yet. If you want a full video on the difference between dismissive and fearful avoidance, drop a comment and let me know. But for now, the general rule we need to remember here is this. Avoidants feel that subtle pain of loneliness and emptiness during long periods of no contact. So again, your move is to hold your ground. No chasing, no reaching out. Just let them miss you in their own time. And if you've done that, then eventually your ex will reach stage 4. As time passes and things begin to change, they remember the good times. At this point, they might begin to drop small hints, watch your stories, ask friends how you are, even check in with a text to see if you reply, and then ghost you. What this signifies is that they have slowly forgotten the fear that triggered the breakup. And what this means to you is this: hold your ground, no chasing, let the regret ripen until they reach stage 5. Stage 5 is when they do miss you. It's when they really feel the regret of leaving. Now, they can choose to reach out and risk vulnerability or bury their feelings deep down inside. Either way, you have to wait for them to regret the breakup, because this is the only way you'll reconnect. Now, you just can't ignore how important this is, because it's not about when they come back to you. It's about how they come back to you. Real regret looks like admitting how the breakup affected you, understanding why they did it, and promising to do better. And if you want your ex back, then you need to be prepared for that moment, because it's not just about you giving them space and time to come back to you. It's about learning how to stay open, patient, and low-key so you both feel secure enough to try again. If you're hoping for a reunion with your ex, then it's critical you're doing no contact the right way. Avoidants miss through absence, and they miss the version of themselves they felt around you. But that doesn't mean they're ready. And it doesn't mean you're ready either. So get the no contact survival kit, because it will guide you to do no contact the right way.